Dr. Elena Vasquez entered the UHM's gleaming white corridors. The grace of Night Andale. The smooth metal flooring were silent beneath her light shoes. Doctors and nurses bustled between rooms around her, silent but swift. The enormous, nearly 2-mile-long medical ship has red crosses painted on each side. The meaning of those red crosses was universally understood throughout the galaxy. They intended security. They intended to assist. They implied that fighting was not permitted here. Helena halted in 847. A young Jeffreyan soldier was lying inside a bed for medical purposes. Bandages covered his insect-like body. The Jeffreyans appeared to be enormous predatory mantises, but Elena had discovered that they were kind individuals who only engaged in combat because they had as well. Almost too young to wield a weapon, this one. How do you feel, Crix, today? Simple galactic standard? Elena asked. The translator box on her collar would be beneficial if necessary. The compound eyes of the baby extraterrestrial were fixed on her. Dr. Human Elena, better. The pain medication is effective. When can I return home? Elena used her tablet to look at his chart. Another 2 days. You'll have a strong wing. Once more shortly. In his own language, Crix made a chittering sound that denoted joy. Thank you. The mother of my hive will be very happy. She believed I would never be able to fly again. Elena grinned and gave him a pat. Arm with caution. Zephyrian had learned to be kind despite the fact that her skin was harder than human skin. You'll take off once more. I swear. She proceeded to the following room. 3 human troops are shown here. Shared a spot with 2 warriors of reptilian hegemony. Previously, these same groups had been aiming their weapons at one another on Kepler 7. They now engaged in card games when their wounds were being cured. A human, Sergeant Martinez, was called out by Dr. V. Without a leg. Tell Rodriguez that in poker, aces are superior to kings. These. Rodriguez is attempting to cheat the hegemony men as they are learning the game. Elena chuckled. It's true that aces defeat kings. Play fairly, Rodriguez. Among the hegemony. The 7-foot-tall lizard-like troops communicated in broken galactic norm. Human gains are entertaining despite being odd. When injuries heal, we play more. Indeed. Dr. Woman. Indeed, Scarl. When you recover, you can play as much poker as you like. Elena used her tablet to take notes. Every one of the 5 soldiers in this room would be on foot. Once more during the week. She was pleased by that. She went on with her rounds. The 47,000 creatures from 19 distinct kinds were housed in Night and Gale's Grace. A few were military personnel. There were civilians caught up in the conflict. A few of them were refugees fleeing conflict areas. Elena provided treatment with her staff of 8,000 physicians and nurses. Them all the same. What species they were didn't matter. It didn't. Regardless of the side they supported. The people who helped someone get better if they were injured. Captain Torres discovered. 2 hours later, Elena was in the main medical bay. He had gray hair and was a tall man. And gentle eyes. For 15 years, he had been in charge of medical ships. Prior to. He had been a fighter pilot, after all. Elena was always curious about how someone could go from waging war in order to save life. Torres, however, was the most outstanding hospital ship captain in the fleet of humans. Whispering, Elena, we have a situation, Torres added. Long. A distress signal was detected by range sensors. Frigate Hegemony, severely damaged. Drifting in space in roughly 6 hours. Elena glanced up from her counting of medical supplies. How many? On board? Not sure. The signal is not strong. Between 50 and 300 crew members. Participants. Torres hesitated. I understand your thoughts. We have already reached capacity. Ability. However, we don't abandon humans to perish in space. Elena concluded. That isn't who we are. Torres gave a nod. When the bridge crew asked, I responded with that. A few of them were concerned. In this area, a damaged hegemony ship can be a trap. The war's progress has been poor for them recently. They may be becoming desperate. Elena put her tablet down. We have saved more than 40,000 lives in just 2 years, Captain. Zephyrians, humans, even some of those crystal beings from the outside rim are hegemony. Never once has a hospital ship was attacked. Not once. The conventions of the galaxy are evident. Medical ships are either prohibited or neutral. I understand, Torres responded. Additionally, you're correct. We must react. I simply wanted to confirm that you and your employees are prepared to receive a large number of patients. If the signal and that frigate are both damaged, implies that we may receive some extremely difficult cases. Elena was already approaching the stations for medical preparation. I'll notify every department. How long will it take us to get there? Them? 5 hours and 43 minutes at the current pace. Elena began calling her communicator. In a matter of minutes, the whole Nightingale's Grace medical crew was getting ready for an emergency. The operating rooms were